It was shocking. The coffee beans went up like by almost $8. And look what I got. Just what one needs this time of the year. And because I woke up with renewed energy after going to bed so early, so I think that's it. I will try and do a count and put it here on the screen for you. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Safe at Homestead. My name is Elena, if you are new here. If you've been here for a while, then you know that this is my first video in 6 months, not counting the occasional short here and there. So I am so excited to be here with you again, and I am going to start by just giving you a little recap of the past year. So starting in January, I received a diagnosis of uterine cancer. In February, I had surgery for that cancer, and shortly after that, I started chemotherapy. And when I was finished with that, I started radiation, which I am now finished with. So right now, I am undergoing immunotherapy, and I will be doing that for quite a while, a few years. But I am feeling so much better. I am dealing with some of the effects of chemotherapy and radiation, mainly just pain and discomfort, and that is my dog checking his food bowl just in case he left some this morning. Anyways, pain and discomfort and fatigue more than anything else. So as I bring you along for the day, just to do a few things here and there with you as I can, I will talk about how I am managing to take care of the homestead and get things done as I am dealing with this fatigue and this pain, etc. So let's get started by dealing with a turkey. So, ouch. Ugh. So, I have this turkey, and I have had it for quite a while. How long have I had this turkey? It says best if used by March 21st, 2026. But when did I get this turkey? Let's see. Well, there is no date on it that I can see, but I have had it for a while. I have two. I have another smaller one in my freezer. And my plan for this turkey was to put it in my pressure cooker yesterday, frozen, and just pressure cook it for about 2 hours or so, 2.5 hours, and make some broth at the same time. But it didn't fit. It did not fit in my pressure cooker, therefore I couldn't do it. So I stuck it in the fridge because I just could not deal with it after that. So today what I'm going to do with it is put it in my roaster and just let it roast all day and make some broth at the same time. Okay, I wanted to rinse the turkey, which I did, and I could not get this thingamajig out. I had to cut it, but there's part of it still in there, so I have to remember to come back and take that out. It's still partially frozen, which is why I couldn't get that piece out. So I'm going to add some carrots. These carrots have seen better days. I'm going to put in a couple of onions, skin and all, and this celery. But first I need to rinse it. I also have some frozen onion peels and some carrot heels and just bits and bobs that I like to save. I'm going to add that as well. And that's about it. No garlic. Okay, let's get some water. So the way I'm getting things done around here is, of course, I have the mister to help me. But what I do is I start every day with a list. I try not to be too ambitious, but I do put a few things on the list. And I have this at $3.50, by the way. And I just start. So this morning I'm starting with this, and the next thing that I'm going to do is make a run to pick up some produce at my free produce pickup. And that is probably all I will be able to do for the morning. And I will come back and lay down, and that's all I can do for the first part of the morning. But it's okay. I've come to terms with it. I was really beating myself up because I couldn't operate as I am used to, but that's okay. I stopped doing that. So what I will do is just take a nap. Well, not really take a nap. I will lay down and I will do some reading, update my planner, just things that I need to get done. And then when I have the energy again, I will get up and do something else. I will just look at my list, and based on how I feel, I will do something that might take a little bit longer. If I don't think that I can do that particular thing, I will choose something that takes a shorter amount of time, but that's how I do things right now. I just do what I can when I can, and surprisingly, I mean, I do get quite a bit done. I will share with you in a little bit what I did. Today's Wednesday, so I will share with you what I gotten done this week just by doing a few things, even if it's one thing, whenever I have the energy to do it. So this is going, and it will be going for quite a while, so let's go make that run into town for some produce. Okay, I am back, and I am going to quickly share with you what I was able to get today. Just let's jump right in. So I got 2 bags of organic sweet peppers, the baby sweet peppers. I had to stop at the store on the way home because I wanted to get something, an ingredient I needed for dinner, and I checked these out at the store, and they were $3, $2.98. So $3 for these 2 bags. I also got 2 bags of Oro wheat stuffing. I've never seen this in the store, at least not at my store, but stuffing is not something that I look for anyway, so it's very possible that I just overlooked this. I think Okay, I thought I got two. I did. I also got some things from my neighbor, uh, very good friend, and my landlady. And I got her more things than I got for myself. They also had some very nice eggplants, but I don't do eggplant, and so I didn't want to get any for myself. I called her and she said she would love some, so I got a bunch for her. I also got her some spaghetti squash. I didn't get any of those for myself. I meant to look for these at the store to see if I could get a price, but I didn't. I might use the app in a little bit and see if I can get a price for you. Now, I mean, it's not necessary, but I like to see. Um, I appreciate the items themselves, and it's worth it to me to just drive down the road. It's like a 15-20 minute drive for me one way, but when I can see how much the items cost, it just adds to the value for me. So I got 2 packages of the vine ripe tomatoes. I got one of these celery hearts. They don't look the best. These are also organic, but I'm pretty sure that I can get quite a bit of celery from that. I got 2 bags of black beans. I have a half-a-gallon jar of black beans from last year, I believe. And I'm going to can those and then put these in that jar. And I got 2 packages of instant oats. I don't know why I got these. I just opened 2 this morning and put them in my jar where I keep instant oats. The Mr.'s work schedule has changed. When he used to start work at 5:30, he loved having oatmeal, so he would take the instant oats with him to work in a little container and make it for his breakfast. Now he starts work at 10, so he has breakfast at home, and the last thing he wants is the oats. So, but anyways, I'm sure I can use it. And then I don't know why I grabbed this. I have so much applesauce that I made myself from local apples from last year. Did I make any? Yeah, and I made some this year from apples that I bought from the store. So I really didn't need this, but I got it anyway. And the only other thing that I have that I picked up were some onions. I had to pick through these because some of them were starting to mold. And I'm sure it was just on the outer layer and it would have been fine, but I grabbed 5 for me, and I think the box that I got from my landlady had about 5 as well. So that is the small haul from my produce pickup. Tomorrow there is a food distribution a little farther down the road, maybe half an hour. And depending on how I feel, I will go there and then I will share that with you as well. I thought I would really quick share with you what I'm going to do with these items. I did tell you that I'm going to store the black beans after I make the ones that I already have in a jar. I will make dinner not tomorrow, but either Friday or on the weekend. I will use the tomatoes to make one of my favorite one pot pasta dinners. And I think I'm going to dehydrate these peppers. I have lots of peppers frozen, sliced and frozen in my freezer, so I'm not going to freeze anymore. I'm just going to store these in a jar and use them for cookies or something like that. And the herb season cube stuffing, the reason I got these is because I canned some ham and beans, and
I thought that they would be good with potatoes, but then I also thought they would be good with stuffing or with potatoes and stuffing. So that's why I picked those up. And the celery, I am going to go through and see what I can get from it. And I might go ahead and dehydrate those with the peppers because I have several bags of mirepoix in my freezer. That's carrots, onions, and celery already chopped and ready to go. So I don't want to add any more to that. Let's see, is that it? Oh, and the onions, I will most likely. I haven't dehydrated onions, but I've wanted to for a long time. I just realized that I need to have a place to put probably my small dehydrator outside because it would make my house so smelly if I dehydrated those. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and freeze them, but I will slice them. I have lots of onions frozen but chopped. So I will slice these because I have onions. Well, I guess I will check and see how many onions I have in my pantry. And then I will decide if I'm going to keep these for fresh use or if I am going to freeze them. Okay, that's it. Oh, and that pumpkin that you see there, that didn't come with this. That's a pumpkin that I've had since October, and I really need to process. So I am getting ready to go relax a little bit, put my feet up. I'm going to make myself a snack. Before I do that, I am back to buying cold brew. Most of you probably know that I make my own cold brew. But my last trip to Sprouts to get coffee beans to make my cold brew was shocking. The coffee beans went up like by almost $8, which we had heard that coffee was going to go up, but totally forgot about that till we saw the price. Chocolate and coffee. The Mister's one of his favorite treats to get at Sprouts is chocolate covered honeycomb. He usually just gets a couple of pieces because it's so expensive. He didn't even get any this time. He just walked away from it. It was so pricey. So we are back to buying cold brew. I'm just making myself some cinnamon raisin toast. And I'm going to go sit in the couch, put my feet up for a little bit, and then I'll come back to this project. Tuxedo and I just came back from the mailbox. We took a walk out there together, and look what I got. Just what one needs this time of the year. Seed catalogs, so we can start planning and dreaming. Let's see, 2 or 3 weeks ago I got a catalog from Territorial Seeds, and I don't know if I'm expecting any. I think I am expecting 1 or 2 more. I will share that with you guys when they arrive. So let's go take care of this turkey. It did not take as long as I expected for this turkey to cook, which is good because my plans for it, my plan for this turkey is to can the meat, and in order for me to do that, I need to take the meat off, and in order for me to do that, I need to, well, it needs to be cool. So it will have some time to do that. I took a taste and it tastes really good, even though I did not season it at all. So I am going to go ahead and lay the meat out in this pan. And the broth looks delicious. That's what I'm going to be canning it in. So I'm excited about that. I don't know if I'm going to make bone broth with this or not. I don't know, because in order for me to do that, I guess I could do it. I'm just thinking about time and energy, but if I have it really low and leave it on all night, just add some more water, that might work. It is cool enough for me to take the meat off the bone. I will tell you though, I am not sure that I will be able to finish this project today. It is almost 5:30. I'm not even sure that I will be able to make dinner. We do have some leftovers that Mr. can have, and I can eat whatever. I have not had much of an appetite. For the past maybe 2 weeks, I am just eating dinner at night. I can't eat breakfast. When I think about what I could eat, even the idea of yogurt just makes me, yeah, I can't do it. So right now, oh, and when I do eat, I eat very little. So he can have the leftovers. I think there's only enough for one person, and I can have some yogurt or some crackers or something like that, and I will be fine. I was looking forward to this meal. I just realized I don't have my mic. I sure hope you guys could hear what I was saying. So I am going to can this turkey in pints. And then whatever meal I want to make. I mean, I'm not going to be having just turkey. So whatever else I'm going to add, vegetables or what have you, pasta. I've been thinking a lot about turkey tetrazzini. So that's pasta. If I need more, I will just use 2 pints, but it's not going to be a common thing that I need a quart of turkey. So I'm not going to do it in quarts. I've also been thinking about turkey salad sandwiches or turkey salad on a salad. So, oh, I'm sad about dinner because I got this cookbook from the library. I went to the library last week, maybe Friday. And that was the first time in a long time, probably since January, that I have been to the library. And so I went to get a book that I'm going to be reading this month. If any of you out there are readers, I am reading Murder at Mansfield Park. No, it's not Murder at Mansfield Park. It's Murder at Malloway Park. Ugh, I'll have to put it in the in the bottom here when I go back and see it. Anyways, I got this cookbook and two cookbooks, and I was looking through one of them, and one of them is just cozy winter meals kind of thing. And there was a really interesting recipe for a savory Dutch baby. So we make Dutch babies all the time, but usually for breakfast, and it's a sweet Dutch baby. This one has spinach in it. And I was looking forward to making that and having some crusty bread, and I got some chev to taste it. I've never had chev before, but well, I may have had it once at a restaurant type place. It was a lady's home, but she was serving dinner after you toured her vineyard and things like that. Anyways, not dinner, lunch. But now that my goats are bred and I am hoping that they are pregnant and that I will have milk, I am going to be making chev. But I wanted to taste it first. And if I like it, then for sure I'm going to make that type of cheese. Anyways, oh yeah, and a salad with some Kalamata olives, a tossed salad. That's what I was going to make for dinner, but the idea of mixing ingredients, I mean, my back is hurting. I don't want to rush through it or feel horrible as I am making it. So we're going to put it off and make it another time. So I'm going to put these bones back in the... Wonder if this is safe to give tuxedo. The bones are small. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do some research on that. Probably won't. I'll just take the meat off, put it here, add it to this bowl. Because this is not after I have given him chicken bones after I've made bone broth, because it is so well done and the bones are soft at that point. I could break them with my fingers, that I am confident with giving it to him to eat. So what I'm going to do here is put these bones back and cook it. I'm going to add some more water and cook it even more. I'm going to turn it down to 160 degrees and I'll leave it all night. And then we'll use that to fill our jars after we stuff them with turkey tomorrow. There are my goaty girls. It is time to put them away. And it is the next day. It is Thursday. The first thing I did today was strain the broth, so that is ready to go. And because I woke up with renewed energy after going to bed so early last night, I decided to go to the food distribution after all. Yesterday, I said I wouldn't go because I would be canning, but all the ingredients are ready to go. It's just a matter of putting it in the jars. So I decided I could spare the energy to drive down into town. So I'm glad I did. It was a good day to go see what they had. And even though I want to go lay down, I'm going to go ahead and look at the items first in case there's something in there that I need to refrigerate or put in the freezer. I would hate to go lay down and come back hours later and find that I needed to take care of something that was perishable. So come on, let's see what I got today from the food distribution. So the first thing I want to share with you is was really a surprise. I don't know if they've done this in the past, but we got flowers. There was an older lady with boxes and boxes of bouquets, and she was handing them out. So I thought that was pretty sweet of them to have flowers for people today. I'm gonna put that up there. And let's get started. I can tell that this bag has pears. So we got some pears. And we got some apples. I think I saw another bag of apples. So 2 bags of apples. Let's see if I can find that. Yep. I know exactly what I'm going to do with those apples. I am going to peel them and make, I'm going to put them in the dehydrator as well, and make apple slices, dried apple slices. Okay, next. This is a bag of carrots. Does anybody remember last year's carrot situation that I was in? I had 75 pounds of carrots that I got from the produce pickup, the one that I went to yesterday. They had bags, giant bags of carrots, and they said, if you have animals, if you know anybody, just take these carrots. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a lot of carrots that I ended up with that I had to do something with. Okay, avocados. They said they were ready. Ooh. Yeah, they're not mushy, but they're definitely ready. Today or tomorrow, I have to do something with them. Okay. So here's something that needs to be refrigerated. Mild premium sausage with added sage. So it's like a breakfast sausage, I guess. Let me move the camera back so that you guys be good. It's my cat and my dog fussing at each other. Okay. I see more pears. Oh no. More pears and more avocados. Oops. I might have to find someone to give those avocados to because I mean, we might have some with dinner tonight, and I might make some guacamole tomorrow. There's a bunch of pears. I'm gonna think about what to do with those. Excuse me, Tux. Okay. Yep, more avocados. Ay, ay, ay. My sister-in-law is coming tomorrow to take me to my infusion appointment. I will offer them to her, some avocados. Here is, one sec. Okay, I was trying to adjust the camera so you could see. Here's some diced pears. I think we've gotten these before, so I know I like them. And I can see something that I don't like, and that's these frozen apricots. I don't like apricots. The mister does, but he did not like these. He said they tasted horrible. So we don't like those. Here's some more beans. Great Northern. What's this? pasta sauce. Let's see. Let me grab my glasses because I want to see what the ingredients are. I did leave some of these over at a little station that we have in town. Oh, it's not horrible. It has high fructose corn syrup, but the other ingredients aren't horrible. I will put it aside. I stopped by. Here's another bag of black beans. We got black beans yesterday too. I stopped by a little station we have in town where you can leave non-perishable goods for people who need them, and I dropped off several cans of things like some pinto beans. I think some of this pasta sauce that I just showed you. Just a few things like that that I know either we wouldn't eat. For example, they had mixed vegetables canned, so I knew we wouldn't eat that. So whether it's because we don't eat that stuff or because it's had an ingredient or two that I didn't like, I left it there for anyone that could use it, that would want to have it. Let me put a picture in here. I did snap a quick picture of that little station. I think it's pretty cute. Okay, pasta. I did leave one of the boxes of pasta over there as well. Okay, this is dried cranberries. Wow, there's a whole bunch of dried cranberries. Let's see. I just wanted to take a quick look at the ingredients. Okay. And this last box, yay. I looked at some green peppers yesterday when I was in the store, and they were 86 cents a piece. Let's see, were they 86? I think they were 86 cents. It fluctuates between 86 and 92, so now I can't remember. But either way, it doesn't matter. I didn't get any, and look. 3 green peppers. 7 zucchinis. And 2 eggplants. You guys know how I feel about eggplants, but here they are. And a box. What's left in the box is, carrots. Hold on. There. I'm going to just put the other ones in this box and leave them there for whenever I know what I want to do with them and have the energy to do it. So that's it. That was definitely worth my while. This food distribution center, I like it because let me back up. Yesterday's, you just drive up in your car and then you can just step out and the stuff is right there on the sidewalk and you take what you want and you put it in bags, etc. This one, you have to get out and form a line. Doesn't take very long. Sometimes they just let you in right away because if it's too cold. And what happens is you get a number. And then when they call your number, volunteers, EMTs volunteer, fire department volunteers, banks, just different people from the community volunteer to bring stuff to your car. So they have these wagons and they just put your stuff in the wagon and pull it to your car, put it in your car for you. So the work involved for me is just bringing it into the house and then processing it or doing whatever it is I'm going to do with it. So it's definitely not a bad deal. It's about a half an hour from me, so an hour's drive total, and I don't mind doing it at all. So I am going to rest. I really need it. I did want to show you that I put the bones in the Instant Pot this morning and put some water, and hopefully we can get some broth. Plus, I wanted to really soften the bones. They don't really get that soft. Well, they don't get soft at all in the roaster. So I don't want to give them to my dog. Because, chicken bones, turkey bones, they splinter and they can harm him. But whenever I make broth in the Instant Pot, it just softens those bones to the point where I can just smash them with my hands. So I did that mainly for him, but also because I might get some broth. And then here is the stock I just need to skim that a little bit. But that is how much we got from the first time that we cooked the turkey, and that's what I'm going to use to can the turkey. Time for me to go lay down. I'll bring you guys back when I am up and back in the kitchen. So this is what's left. I have that 1 can of turkey that you guys saw was left over. The 3 pints are what was left over in the pot, and the 3 quarts is what I got from the Instant Pot. I don't know if all of this is going to fit in my canner. We'll have to see. If I can't get them all in the canner, I will put the 3 quarts in the pressure canner and the 4 quarts or the 4 pints in my Instant Pot. It is an Instant Pot Max, so it has a canning feature. This is noisy. I'm going to turn this heat down on this. Now that the jiggler is jiggling, I have 75 minutes to go for these pints to be canned. So I wanted to quickly show you the canned turkey. Right here I have 3, 6, 9, 11 pint jars of turkey, and there is 1 pint in the refrigerator, it refused to seal. I think it's the jar. There were 2 pints that did not seal the first time around, and I put them back in with new lids. One sealed, one still didn't. So I think it is the jar. There's a nick somewhere. I have to look into that. And then 1 quart of turkey broth. I have 3. If you recall, I showed you 3 that I got from the Instant Pot. Well, 2 of them would not seal. I don't know. I can't imagine that every issue that I have with sealing this time around has to do with the jars. So I don't know if it's the lids or what, but in each case, when I took them out and saw that they weren't sealed, I cleaned them again and used new seals. Cleaned the jars again and used new seals. So who knows what happened? So I mentioned earlier in this video that I was going to show you what I have canned so far for December, because of that goal that I set for myself to do as much as I can in December to preserve some canned goods on my shelves. I just don't know if I want to take you into the pantry or I want to bring the things out here. Give me a second to think. All right, I decided to just bring the things out here because I don't have the best lighting in my pantry, and then for me to count the items or find the items on the shelves, the ones that are in the back, it's harder to see, and then I would have to take some jars out anyway. Yeah. So this is what I did so far this month. I had a couple of turkey pints from a previous canning earlier in the month. So these 3 are not from the turkey that I just canned. Actually, it's 4 of them. So I have those. And then I did some stew meat. I found a good sale on stew meat. Where? Locally, anyway. So I got a couple of packages, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jars of stew meat. I made some bourbon chicken, which I will show you, but I ended up with 3 quarts of the sauce left over. I only brought 1, and I thought this was great because if I want to make bourbon chicken, it's simplified to some extent because I already have the sauce and I don't have to make it. I have 3 of these. I'm not sure where the other 2 are, but yeah, we made some beef and carrots. I think 3 jars of this. Something that I made a lot of is ham and beans. I saw a recipe online, and when I found out that my hubby loves ham and beans, as a matter of fact, my sister-in-law mentioned yesterday, oh, we love ham and beans. I guess they grew up eating that. So I have several jars. Let's see if I can count. 1, 2. This is ham and beans, but I made it with pork broth that I had canned from a while back and wanted to use up. So it's the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 jars of ham and beans. Here's the other 2 jars of beef and carrots. And then I had some packages of pork ribs, country ribs in my, you see Tuxedo's nose, in the freezer, and just in an effort to empty my freezer so that I can, well, we were getting a pig and I was expecting to have that coming to the freezer. So I was trying to empty it. Well, that didn't work out, but still it was a good idea to not empty, but reduce the amount of stuff in the freezer, our meat freezer, that is. So 1, 2, 3 jars of country pork ribs. I think it's just those 3. And then here's the bourbon chicken. 1, 2, 3, 4 jars of bourbon chicken. And what else do we have here? Wait, 1, 2, yeah, 4. And then this Tex-Mex shredded beef. This was a chipotle beef recipe. I didn't have chipotle, and I don't really care for the sweetness of chipotle peppers. So I just put other Tex-Mex kinds of spices in there along with cilantro, garlic, onion. And so we can just shred this to make whatever we want, tacos, burrito bowls, quesadillas, whatever. So I have 3 of those. So I think that's it. I will try and do a count and put it here on the screen for you, a count of how many jars so far I have canned in December. I brought you in the pantry just to show you. The stuff that I showed you did not include any broths. I did do some broths that are on this bottom shelf and that this top shelf here on these things right here. Those are new broths, chicken broth, I believe. I just wanted to show you the way that this is panning out. I don't want to change the level of these shelves and try to make everything fit. Oh, you know what I didn't mention, you guys? This. I thought I brought one out, but this is ground beef. And I hate canned ground beef, but I found a new way of canning them. It's not an approved way of canning them, but it is cooking the beef all the way, so don't worry. I just can it in its own fat and not in water, and I like it. And my husband loves it either way, and I like having it for him so that he can grab it and make something if he wants to, but I want to be able to use it too. As a matter of fact, yesterday I opened a jar and made it. So I had 13 of those, and right now I only have, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 left. So we've used 2, we had 14. So we used 3 of those jars already. Really, really convenient. So what I was saying is that because of the way my shelves are and I can't stack, another quart on top of this quart. I don't have the room for it. So it's going to determine what I can my things in. So potatoes are the next thing that I'm going to can. So I'm going to do quite a few of pints because I can get that on this shelf here and I can get it on this shelf here. I'm going to be doing some beans as well. And I always do beans in pints anyway, so they will fit here. A lot of the jars that I just showed you guys were here and here and up here, but yeah, and somewhere in this little space right here. So based on that, here's some more space for pints. So based on what you see here, I'm going to be canning quite a few pints of things. I will do some quarts because I can put quarts up here. So yeah, and if it's something that I would have preferred to have in quarts, well, I'll just use 2 jars, 2 pints if I need more. I am thinking that I am going to maybe move some stuff around so that I can leave these jars in these boxes. This was a bit of a challenge for me to bring out here, so I'm going to have the mister bring it back. But if he can just slide it in, we'll see if that will work without me having to move too many things around. Anyway. Okay, you guys. So today is Saturday when I'm showing you all of this because yesterday, Friday, which was supposed to be when I wrapped this video up and showed you all the things, was a crazy day. I had 3 appointments. I left the house at 11 o'clock and I didn't get back home till 6:30. That wasn't supposed to be, but there were just some issues. First, an issue with my labs and they had to redo labs and wait for labs to come back. And then during my infusion, there was a defect, a problem with the line, and they had to do it again. Yeah, it was complicated and time consuming. So I was exhausted when I got home. But let me tell you what I did for dinner, just to kind of show how easy it is to have these things already prepared for you, or partially prepared. I put some rice on to cook. Rice takes 18 minutes, the way that I do it anyway. And so while that was happening, I took a jar of the ground beef out of my pantry. I took some of the frozen onion and green pepper that I like to keep on hand, and I put it in a pan with some olive oil. While that was softening, I uh, went to get the jar of ground beef, came back, put the jar of ground beef in, just tossed it, put some spices, done. By then, the rice was almost finished and we were able to have dinner. We didn't have to order out. It was actually delicious, and there was enough left for the mister to take for lunch today. So yeah, that's why I like having ingredients like the ground beef and the potatoes I'm going to make and the carrots that are already there and the beans that I'm going to make and what else do I have in there? Green beans already made, or an entire meal like the bourbon chicken or chicken soup that I have there, things like that. So that is my purpose in doing this. For days when you're tired, for days when you're sick, for days when you just don't have it in you to make dinner, there's something on the pantry shelf that you can easily take down and prepare for dinner. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. If this was your first time, I hope you will return. And if you found something of interest in this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. You guys have a great, great weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. So I did get these 3 boxes put in here, and I found something else that I forgot I had, which is 3 jars of chicken chile verde. So I will add those to my count.